Hello, my dear students and parents. Another 9 days to go, or you may call it as another 9 long days to go. But as I was mentioning to you several times, it's an amazing opportunity. Once in 100 years, such things happen. It should not happen. I'm not happy that it is happening. It should not happen. But there are certain things which we cannot change and we have to accept. Yes, it is not in my control. So, I mentioned to you some time back the three magic phrases: what if, so what, and what next. In this episode, I'm going to give you an amazing tool. Please watch this episode carefully. Actually, I'm going to make this episode in two parts, one today, another tomorrow. I'm going to discuss with you and I'm going to explain to you and I'm going to offer you a secret formula which is scientifically proved to be true, which many of us may not be knowing, but subconsciously we are following. The secret formula is visualizing our future. And the more and more and more you visualize, what you visualize will come true. Long ago, I saw a book. The name of the book is The Magic Secret. This is the book. And it is written by Rhonda Byrne. I went through this book. In fact, I have a habit of putting the date whenever I buy the book, and this book I purchased on 13th April 2012, around the same time. And this book had sold millions and millions of copies. If you go through the Amazon, you'll be able to get this book. In fact, they also produced a DVD on the same. This book says you have the power to attract anything that you want in your life. In fact, they call it as the law of attraction. Anything that you want, you can invite them. The power of attraction. And the authors say, whatever you are having today, you attracted them. Whatever you want, you can attract them. And this book was followed by another book, Secret the Power. This is also by the same author. And I purchased both the books around the same time. The power of the subconscious mind has been the subject of discussion. And a lot of books have come. One book I loved reading is this book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And there is another book I read, The Magic of Believing. Now, why am I saying all these books? The episode that I'm going to do is so important, which will transform your life. And also, today, you're going to do an exercise which I will explain to you at the end of this episode. And I will explain this more in my second episode, that is part 2 of this episode tomorrow. The law of attraction says that you can wish anything and the wish will come true, provided you are honest, you are sincere, and you are really yearning for it. This is what Dr. Abdul Kalam said, isn't it? He told the students and youth, dream and dream and dream. When we were young, we were told, don't daydream. Don't daydream. I'm going to tell you the just opposite. Please daydream. Dream is of two kinds. One dream that you get when you are sleeping. The other dream is while you are awake, you daydream. I'm talking about the daydreaming. Well, there are various ways to explain this daydream. For example, your goal setting is also a daydreaming. What is it I want to be in 10 years' time? What is it I want to be in 5 years' time? If you go to organizations, they talk about long-term planning, long-range planning, LRP they used to talk about. And they will present by way of slides. In my time management seminars, in my Ignite seminars, I use NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming, which is the tool to integrate your right and the left brain and your mind and your brain. And that exercise I'm going to give it to you today. All that you need for this exercise is a clean sheet of paper. It could be an ordinary A4 size paper, or if you have a drawing sheet, you can use it. But today we have a lockdown. Don't rush outside to buy paper. Not necessary. Any paper will do. Even a notebook paper will do. And a set of crayons. I'm sure you should be able to have some crayons or watercolor, watercolor color set. If you don't have it, fine. You can use your pen. You can use a blue pen. You can use a red pen. You can use a green pen. Even that's fine. No problem. Or you can even put a rangoli. Anything is okay with you. So what I'm going to do? Imagine 5 years from now, you have distanced yourself from corona. You have locked yourself down in your house. You have followed all my previous episodes and visualize what is it you want to be 10 years from now. If you are in 8th standard, 9th standard, in 10 years you would have completed your school and you will be in a university. If you are in the 9th or 10th or plus 1, plus 2, you would have completed your basic degree and perhaps you will be working in an organization or you will be pursuing your postgraduate degrees. Visualize 10 years from now. Just close your eyes for a few minutes after this episode and visualize. Today we are in 2020, 2030. So visualize. What will you be? See that yourself as a picture. Where are you? What are you doing? Which organization you are working? Look at your environment. If you are working in an organization, look at your desk. What is available in your desk? And what type of a house you are living? And what salary? You can even visualize your passbook, the type of car that you are driving 10 years from now. Visualize. Make it digital. Make it very clear. Let that picture be very fixed in your mind at this point of time. Now open your eyes. Now you take this piece of paper, use as many crayons colors as possible and start drawing that picture. You can take your time. You can take half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours during the course of the day. Your reference point is 10 years from now, the picture that you got in NLP, we call it as visual imagined picture. You're not seeing it, but you're seeing it in the future. Make it as detailed as possible. Use as many colors as possible. Use your creativity. You don't need to be a big artist. It may not be your strength. You may not have all the colors, but do it. And your subconscious mind takes over. You know what happens when you are drawing? Your mind has to be in work. I'll give a simple example. If you're writing something, unless and until your mind is engaged, the pen will not write the next letter because your mind has to be engaged. And the more and more your mind is engaged, from a conscious mind, you slip into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is working on this project. You are visualizing, you are seeing that picture that you formed just now and giving it a shape. You can give a border for this. You can write some captions. You can browse the internet, come across some good quotations, either in Tamil or Telugu or Hindi or English. Give it a caption. You say, my dream. The moment you have done this, you will start believing it. This is called the power of belief. How it works? I'll give a simple example. This story I will give. There was a school and there was a schoolboy. One day, the teacher asked all the students to write an essay on what they want to be in 10 years' time. And this story is given by an old man sitting in his village bungalow. There are press reporters because this man is very rich, a big industrialist. So he is giving this story to the press reporters. And this man says, this boy was in this class and he wrote something. And all the boys submitted this assignment to the class teacher. And the class teacher went through these. There were students who said, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, I want to become this, that. And this boy thing, he went through, and the teacher was quite angry. And he called this boy and said, what is this you have done? So he put F, fail, and gave it to him. This old man is telling the story, continues the story. And the boy goes home very sad. Dad comes in the evening. My son, why are you sad? He says, there was an assignment. I got F in that assignment. What is that assignment, my dear? This boy explains, and show me. And he goes through this. And the father says, of course, this is what the teacher would have felt. Because the boy had written, my dream in 10 years' time or 15 years' time, I want to have a huge farmhouse. I want to have a huge palace inside that. I would love to have a swimming pool. I would love to have a fish farm. I would like to have a horse breeding center. On a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, I want to sit there and start fishing. And the father said, of course, this is too much for you because you know how poor we are. But the boy said, no, Dad, I want this. Then he said, if that is so, you make it a picture. You draw it with colors and show it to the teacher. Maybe the teacher will understand because a picture is worth 1,000 words. Throughout that night, the boy works on that picture. And next day, he goes and shows to the teacher. The teacher goes through that. No, still you are not understanding. You cannot do this. So he still puts a big F and rounds it and returns it. And the boy thinks, teacher, you have the F with you. I will have my dream. And the old man completes the story and tells the press reporters, that farmhouse that boy said is where you are sitting. That palace that boy was drawing is this palace which is behind me. That fishing pond is what you see on your left. That swimming pool is that swimming pool. And the horse breeding center is out there, you can see before you go. And that boy is myself. I was touched by this story. And I realized how correct Dr. Abdul Kalam was. He appealed to the millions and millions of youth. He said, dream. So today, you're going to do this collage. You can even use old newspapers, magazines, cut and paste, and make a collage and wait for tomorrow. All the best. Be safe. Don't go outside. Follow the government instruction. Spend the time usefully. All the best.
SRMJV is not just a school, it's a one-time experience.
VM Nagar, Tiruvallur.